Tanya, shall we start?
Hello, ma'am. We can start.
Yeah, 1 second, let me start the recording. Good afternoon, one and all. I am Saliha Ghaffar from Department of Business Management, BBL. Thank you for being this afternoon. I request Shakira Hani from BBM final year to introduce today's speakers.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Shakira Hani from BBM Final Year. On behalf of BBM Department, I welcome everyone in today's webinar. I'm very much honored to introduce you all to our guest lecturers for today, Ms. Sania, CEO of GoodMind, and Ms. Siddiqa Begum, CFO of GoodMind. GoodMind is a mental health platform initiated in the year 2020 by Ms. Sania and Ms. Siddiqa Begum, committed to raising awareness about mental health in India. GoodMind aims at making mental wellness accessible, affordable, while maintaining the complete anonymity of the patients. They have a team of professionals who understand and guide us with a rich and deep life awareness throughout the process of guidance and healing. They strongly believe that there must be an exchange where individuals express themselves in a non judgmental atmosphere and explore our emotional needs, blocks, and solutions to our difficulties. GoodMind provides personalized therapeutic treatment to help us understand the root cause of our problems and provide us with intensive insight into solution-oriented ways of overcoming our problems. Now, I hand over the session to both the speakers. We are very much excited to hear from you, ma'am.
Yeah, thank you, Shakira. Tanya, are you able to hear? Are we audible?
Yes, ma'am, you are audible. I can hear. This is Siddiqa.
Yeah, Siddhika, can you help out Tanya? Yeah, she joined now.
Yeah, ma'am.
Yeah, yeah, Sanya, you can start your session. Sanya is not audible.
Am I audible now?
Yeah, you're audible now.
Um,
First of all, thank you so much and sorry for the delay. Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for inviting us today for this session. It's so delighted to be in this session today. So, let me just start this session with one single question. Like, so, the question is what comes in your mind when you hear the word mental health or mental illness? I have seen all the responses, and most of them are like mental health is very important. Mental health is as important as physical health, and some of them have mentioned about online classes, etc., etc. They give many reasons. But let me come to a point. What people usually think when they hear the word mental, people usually think mental is equal to mad. उन्हें mental है, पागल है. This is what people assume when they hear the word mental. So, I want to start my talk with a quick disclaimer. I am very excited to be here and talk about it, but at the same time, I am incredibly terrified. I am talking about I am talking and speaking about mental health and mental wellness or mental illness. So that means I will be talking about the subject that you all know is a taboo and that something that society doesn't really like mentioning or accepting or talking about it. And well, I am not afraid of the judgments of people, but I am afraid of the consequences that may come out of that judgment. And I am afraid of being ousted for going through something that's completely normal. It's so normal that 1 out of every 5 people will suffer with mental illness. It can be anyone. It could be me. It could be you. It can be someone from your family. It can be someone from your friends. It can be anyone. I have been through mental illness. I have personally faced it. Family, studies, friends, work pressure, etc., etc. That time was really the toughest time. And what I used to do, I just simply used to sit in a corner and just cry. I used to lock myself in the room and just think about it and keep crying. And I used to regret every second of my life for having such life and all. So that is the only thing I used to do. Simply sit in a corner, lock myself, and keep crying. And then one day, I started opening up, and I shared this with Siddhartha. Siddhartha is my friend and co-founder. I started opening up and speaking about my problems, and I started to share my feelings with her. And then I realized sharing all these actually healed me. She started sharing her feelings as well, which gave me a hope. I am not alone who is going through it. It's not just me who is facing it. I thought about it for quite some time. What was it about sharing and opening up that made me heal? It was a very simple reason that I sat with her and talked about a very human experience and not be judged. If I ask you, have you ever experienced grief, or have you ever lost your loved one, or have you ever felt lonely? I am sure most of you will answer yes to all those three questions. And if not three, maybe at least one of the answer would be yes. And you know what? WHO predicts that depression will be the leading cause of disease around the world, and India will be facing or India will suffer economic losses amount to a staggering $1.03 trillion from mental health problems in the years between 2012 and 2030. North and South, old and young, rich and poor, professionals and unprofessionals, employed and unemployed, educated and uneducated. It can be anyone. A problem that can strike anyone and can blight millions of lives is mental health. And that means it must be on top of the agenda. And think how little we talk about it. Forget about little. We don't even talk about mental health. We find it so difficult to talk about mental health. We feel shameful to talk about mental health. For people to talk about it and get help, there must be a common language and understanding. If it is not recognized, it is as if it doesn't exist. And while I am telling you all these words like mental health, depression, etc., stress, etc., etc., I guess you all are already hearing these voices in your mind. It's your fault. You are suffering because it's your fault. You can be happy. Uh, you can do better. You have people coming to you and telling you mental health is nothing. It's just all in your mind. Well, dude, where else are you expecting it to be? In my kidneys? I mean, like, seriously? And you have some other people coming to and telling you, have you tried being positive? Oh my God. What is positive? I never knew what is positive. I think that can help me. This is what is the situation which is going on nowadays. Instead of trying to tell someone, have you tried this? Have you tried that? I'll tell you a few things that can help someone or maybe that can help you. And that is to be openly honest. One of the biggest reason I ended up healing is because I opened up and I started sharing my feelings to my friend, and I ended up telling her my feelings. I told her, yeah, I'm going through a really, really hard time. And then she was like, it's not just you who is going through a really hard time. Even I was the one who already went through a really hard time, and I am going through it now as well. All I heard was, even I am going through a hard time. It made me feel a little less alone. I felt like it's not just me who is going through mental illness or who is facing that. There's someone who has faced it or who are facing it. It's We all go through some sort of mental illness and we don't even realize it. We come to some phase in our life where we feel lonely, where we become depressed, or where we are stressed. We all feel it, we all face it, but we will not accept it. Actually, we will not accept it. Mental illness is a very normal thing. Anyone can face it, irrespective of gender, color, etc., religion. It's a very common thing. It can be faced by anyone. We are all humans, and we all go through some sort of time in our life where will face any kind of mental illness. You all have different stories, and that is why I want you all to open honestly with someone, and to stop lying. Instead of saying, I'm gonna be there for you, if you tell me, uh, I will be there for you because I know what it feels like to lose a loved one. That would mean so much to me and make me remember that it's not just me who is going through this phase. Someone have already gone through this phase, and that will make me feel a little better than you telling me ki I will be there for you. That would mean so much to me if you tell ki I will be there because I know what it feels like to lose a loved one, or what it feels like to go through this phase, and etc. Uh, and when I say when I say depression is one of the leading cause of the disease affecting 264 million people in the world, I am sure there may be someone among this session who is in that count. And we all pretend like we shouldn't talk about it. We all pretend like talking about mental illness is weird. Those people are crazy. Well, let me just tell you, as I said, one out of every four people will suffer through mental illness. One among one out of four versus the other three and four, the other three are the ones who are the crazy ones. At home, in the workplace, and in our communities, it tends to be brushed under the carpet. Having personally faced with mental illness, and having personally faced with it, and not knowing and not having courage to talk about it, and not knowing whom to approach, where to go, what to talk about it, I realized that if we lived in a culture where the trauma of bereavement was more clearly recognized, things would have been different for me. Think how much better it would have been for me, and think how much better it would have been for people who have faced and are facing mental health problems. Most of the people will go through mental illness. Many people will lose their loved ones to suicide every single day. Most of the teenagers, youngsters, adults die of suicide than of any other disease. And according to NCRB, for every 1 hour, student commits suicide in India. Isn't that huge? Is it good to lose our loved one? And the common reason found was depression. So yes, that is why people have to open up, and people have to take mental illness seriously. Many people, it's tell me one thing, why do people think it difficult to talk about it when most of the people suffer with mental illness? Why do they feel shameful to talk about it? Why do they feel afraid to talk about it? Is it difficult to listen to someone without judging them? No, right? Well, in today's world, it is a bit difficult to listen to someone without judging them, but that is not right. We can stop that, right? We need to stop that. It's very important for us to stop judging people, listening to them without judging. This not just backwards mental health, but it not just discourages mental health, but also help the stigma to rise. Unlike other organs, brain is also the part of body. We cannot have X-rays or scan or see mental illness. We go to hospital when we see physical symptoms. Thoda bukhar hai nahi, we run to hospitals. If we get cold, we go to hospitals. If we are suffering to any kind of disease like malaria, etc., etc., we go to hospitals. But we cannot see or feel mental illness. We cannot see what's going on in our mind, and that creates a disconnection between the mental health and the physical health. And people be like, you can't see it, so it must not be true, right? And why is it that people with mental illness are seen in one light? Mental illness is becoming to danger. Mental illness is like becoming the is becoming a synonym to word danger day by day. Every day, people are assuming mental illness to be equal to danger. This is not what mental illness really looks like, yet the same picture gets painted and over again. Depressed, crazy, stress, that guy is a mad guy. Well, that guy and all of us are much more than a diagnosis, are much more than the pills we consume, are much more valuable than people's judgments, are much more valuable than all the voices in your head. You all are so valuable, and we all are so valuable. And all the stigma creates misunderstanding, and most of the needy ones are not getting the help they require is because of this stigma. Stigma is something that's making and discouraging mental wellness and and it's not allowing people to get the help that they require. So it's our turn to remove the stigma. Breaking the stigma is definitely a revolution to come. It requires lots and lots of support and patience, but it is not impossible. We can be the generation not just to break the stigma, but to end the stigma. It's on us now. Like if we come together and work together, if we talk about mental health, if we normalize talking mental health, we can be the generation. We can be the people to end the stigma. Mental health is as important as physical health, and it is less dramatic than physical health. It is very easy to say I have a toothache than to say my heart is broken. It is very less dramatic than physical health. All I want you and I want you all to know that is we can have a very human conversation about a very human topic, and it won't be hard. Just be human. Open your heart, because if it's not you, it can be your friend. If it's not your friend, or it can be you. All of us have mental health. All of us have a brain that needs to be taken care of in the similar ways we take care of our physical well-being. Our head and our body are are much more than are connected, are much more than just neck, with just our neck. After all, mental illness can even manifest in some physical ways, such as nausea, headaches, shortness of breath, etc., etc. You can find it in physical symptoms as well. So, since mental health affects all of us, shouldn't we be coming up with solutions that are accessible to all of us? We are living in an age where we all are busy. There's always something to do. There's always something or the other we find to do, and it seems like we're constantly doing something, or our friends are just one finger tap away from our phone. We will meet a lot of strangers, and we strangers from around the world are interacting with through our social media accounts every day and night, and you get notified every time it happens. We work in a competitive environment. We work in a competitive environment. We have a lots of work to do. We have a lots of stuff to work on. We have a lots of assignments to complete. We have a lot of things to do. We find ourselves telling people that they'll try to find time for ourselves, but we at end of the day we end up telling ourselves, I am too tired. How much time do you spend on yourself? Just because we are busy, that doesn't mean you should not take care of yourself. uh, uh, you have to take break from your daily life. You have to come out of it. You have to take at least a 5 minutes of time for yourself, talking to yourself, spending time alone with yourself, we keeping phone aside for a while, thinking about ourselves, what makes us happy, what makes us joyful, uh, what can help us, like knowing about our strengths, weaknesses, etc. By taking at least 10 minutes to relax, we will regenerate our mind and be able to think more clearly and effectively. This helps to improve our concentration and allows us to focus on what we are actually doing on. Turn off your mobiles and spend some time alone. You might be surprised to know that spending time alone, or giving a break to your brain, can find solutions to what you're focusing actually on. What So yes, you will have to know about yourself. You will have to value yourself. We keep doing so many things. Every day without break. Maybe we'll be giving a break. Maybe we'll not be giving a break, and we continuously will make our brain continuously keeps working for every 24 hours. So the question is, are we taking out time for ourselves? Are we spending time for ourselves? We have to do that actually. Spending time with ourselves can help us know more about ourselves. Throughout the day, we are in the moments of silence, but when we realize, like, okay, so when someone is in trouble, when someone are going through something, we will find time to take our time for themselves and ask them and heal them or talk to them about it or help them in recovering it. But uh, do you think aren't we that worthy to take some time of our all day, at least not forget about 30 minutes or at least 5 minutes? Aren't we that important to ourselves? Aren't we so when we are prioritizing every other thing after us, why don't we prioritize ourselves? We are as important as others are. Taking time, doing few things, just like how long have you been, how long it's been you have cooked for yourself, how long it's been you have done something that you like. Go out, go for a walk, take a hike, take some break, do the things that you love, play if you want, if you love badminton or any kind of sport, do the things that you like, cook for yourself, or maybe paint, sing if you want, write letters to your families, paint, cook, do anything. Take a little time out for yourself. There are many other things that helps you in knowing about yourself. Like there are a few screening tests, a few mental health screening that will help you know more about yourself. So yes, it is worth to take out a little time from the whole day to yourself. It's okay to talk and it's okay to open up. That's all from my side. Over to you, Siddhartha.
Hello, everyone. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, you're audible.
Hi, good afternoon. I am Siddhartha, the co-founder of Good Mind. First of all, before starting off, I really want to thank all the 74 people who are here on this call. Thank you so much for joining in, guys. I am super happy to be speaking about my initiative in front of you all. So, thank you so much for joining in. And second of all, I am really thankful and happy that the faculty of the college has invited us to talk about mental health literacy and to promote mental health literacy among their students. I'm happy to see that you guys are so concerned about your students' well being. So, congratulations on that, and thank you so much for having us. So, a little disclaimer before I start off is we are not psychologists or psychiatrists. We are students learning about psychology and we are from a commerce background. So whatever tips, tricks, and strategies we share with you today are being verified by the doctors we have on our panels, so you guys don't have to worry about it. But the tips that works for me might not work for you. Okay, so but what works for me might not work for me because we all have our different ways of coping with things, different ways of dealing with things, and we all are going through a different phase. So the tips might not work for you. So if these tips and tricks does not help you relax or feel better or lighter, I insist you and recommend you to please seek professional help. If your and whenever your health is at stake, do not rely on answers from a very unverified resources. Do not go out and take medicines which anybody is prescribing you. If you are having sleep problems, do not just go on a pharmacy and take take pills and take it. It's very risky, guys. So don't do it. I have seen a few people do it. So I am telling you guys to not do it. And if you see somebody do it, please stop them, because whenever your health is at stake, you should not rely on unverified resources. Please reach out to a doctor who has a certificate and who is a verified and a certified counselor. So that's about that. And the reason we are here today on this call is to learn about is to learn about practices on how to best relax, and to learn some best relaxation strategies. So, today's lifestyle, no doubt that it is very stressful, between work, family, social obligations, lockdown, and college assignments, examinations. We have not gotten the, time to study, and, health crisis, uncertainty. So much is happening around us, and it can really take a toll on our mental health. So, and, it is really tough. Okay, let's accept that. You know, uh, I guess all of us are students here. Although we are students, it is very difficult for us to take
Siddhisha,
time to. Yeah, sorry, ma'am.
sorry for interruption. Your voice is little bit less. Can
Okay,
you?
ma'am. Okay, ma'am.
Siddharth, can you please rejoin once again?
Yeah, sure. 1 minute.
Leave the meeting and rejoin.
Yeah, 1 minute. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Sorry for the problem. I guess I'm having some internet glitch or something. So yeah, I was saying that although we are not doing so much, it is still difficult for us to take time for ourselves. But it is important. It is very important to take 5 minutes of your day for yourself to reflect on your thoughts and to relax. So I'm gonna share some tips and strategies for you to relax. So, when it comes to relaxation strategies, the easier the better. You just have to take 5 minutes out, and you can simply adapt a relaxation strategy which will help you feel better when you are stressed. So the first one is deep belly breathing, and deep belly breathing has been proven to be very effective for reducing blood pressure and reducing heart attack, cardiac arrest. So what you do is, if you are stressing out, if you are panicking, and you have to, get to a very comfortable space. Okay, if you are in a, if you are in a meeting, or if you were doing your assignment, or if you are doing something and you start feeling panicking, you have to, just go on and sit in a very comfortable space. Sit, or you can lie down. Go there, sit in a comfortable position. You can sit or lay down, and if you are laying down, you have to put your hands on your belly, and if you are sitting, you can put your arms on your laps or by your side. So that's what you have to do, and you have to close your eyes and take deep breaths. Count to 3. Take deep breaths in your stomach, and while you are doing it, just observe how your belly is rising when you are taking it in, and how your belly is, relaxing when you are exhaling. So this is what you have to do for 2 minutes. And while you are doing it, you were stressing about something and you suddenly start doing this, and your mind will be, thinking about it. It's not easy for you to, constantly just switch it off, unplug yourself, and focus on your body. So while you're doing this and your mind is wandering and, constantly nagging you with those thoughts, you do not have to alter it. Okay, just let it come and go. you try to gain back your focus on your body. Do not say to your mind, okay, let's not think about it. Focus on your body. Don't do it. When you do it, you will, lose focus on your body, and you keep going in that direction. So that's what you have to avoid doing. Try to get back your focus to that breathing. You can do it for 2 minutes or as long as it takes you to feel relaxed. That is one thing you can do. And the second one is journaling. Okay, you can write whatever is stressing you out. You can write how your day was, what is troubling you. If you don't have somebody to talk to, if you have somebody to talk to, you can talk to them. And if you don't want to stress people, or you don't have anybody, you can actually talk about it. What you can do is just grab a book and a pen, and if you don't have a pen and a book that time, you can open your phone. We all have our phones at all times. So you can take your book and a pen and start writing down how your day was. You can just write a letter to your friend. Imagine that you're writing a letter to your friend, and explain your problems, explain what is happening to you. So that is one thing you can do. And another thing is make a list. So what happens is, whenever we are stressing and whenever we are anxious, we tend to, focus on the negative things that's happening. Okay. We lose a track of positive things that have happened with us in the day. So, it is very important for us to, stay positive. Although it's difficult to stay positive in those situations, but it is, it will help us get better soon. The more we focus on the positive aspect, the more we will want to get better. The more we focus on the negative aspect, the more we, keep getting in that zone of, nothing is good happening is with me and all of that. So what you can do is make a list. Okay, you can simply write that I woke up at time, and I had a shower. My mom made good breakfast. I had a lunch, and if things are not going, just try to focus on little positive things that happened with you today. So that is one thing you can do. And another thing you can do is exercise. So whenever you are stressed, your physical body will also get tensed because you are mentally tensed. Okay, so this is called progressive muscle exercises. So whenever you are tensed, what you do is you try to relax your body by doing some little stretches. Remember, do not do it, do not just push yourself out there. Just try to do little stretches. Try to relax. Yeah, you can try to relax yourself by doing little stretches, by twisting your wrists, or doing some neck exercises. You can look for these exercises on YouTube, so you can do this exercises. Because when you're mentally stressed, as I mentioned, your body will also feel stressed. When you release that tension in your body, you will feel relaxed. That's one thing you can do. And have you guys heard of this term called your happy place? So a happy place is a place where we feel happy, okay, where we are, mentally and physically happy, and we are feeling good and doing good and all of that. So this is one of the things that is proven to be effective, is that visualizing your happy place. Okay, so if you are stressed out, okay, if you are, you have an assignment due date, and it's been like, if you have 3-4 hours to do a lot of work, you are stressing out, you don't know what to do. So what you can do is just put a pause on whatever you are doing, sit back and close your eyes and visualize your happy place. For example, my happy place is a beach. So what I do is I put on sounds of calming waves in my phone, and I close my eyes and visualize that I am sitting on a beach, and I'm sitting on a cold sand. And I visualize all the sounds on the beach. The children are playing on the sand, they are making sand castles, and waves coming in and hitting the sand. There are birds chirping, and I visualize the smell of a sunscreen. I visualize the taste of a cold ice cream. When you start visualizing all of these things, your mind will calm down. So whatever your happy place is, your happy place could be mountains, your happy place could be being in nature, your happy place could be being around your friends, your happy place could be being in your native place with your grandparents. Whatever your happy place is, just try to unplug yourself for 2 minutes. It won't take more than 2 to 5 minutes for you. So just put a pause on whatever you are doing, close your eyes and put on some relatable sounds of your happy place, and try to visualize things. This visualization will help you calm down. That's one thing. And another thing that is effective is take connecting with nature. Okay, but I think due to the lockdown, we cannot step out whenever we want to, whenever we are feeling stressed. And if you are fortunate enough to have a, a terrace, you can go up there and, take some fresh air. Because we have been sitting inside the four walls, not doing anything, just looking into our phone and PCs and, televisions. So it will be very effective for you to, if you go out in the nature, if you, walk upstairs and take some fresh air, take a small walk and, listen to your good, feel good music. That will also help you relax. So those were some tips and the tricks that will, these are some very easy, again, these are some very easy strategies that will help you feel better. And if you are, feeling very anxious and these tips are not helping you, you're constantly worrying, you're constantly, thinking about something, please reach out to us. We will be very happy to help. And, another thing that has been happening and, that people are suffering is anxiety. Anxiety, what is anxiety? Okay. What do you think is anxiety? People think that anxiety is a very psychological term. It's a very illness, it's a very big illness. No, anxiety is a very normal reaction that your body has towards anything that might harm you, or towards any uncertainty. Okay, so it's like when, if you are for example, if you are if you are crossing the road, okay, and there are so many vehicles moving here and there, and you start feeling anxious. It's just that your mind is signaling you that, okay, something might harm you. There is an uncertainty happening. If you cross the road, you might get hit by a car. You might get, hurt. So that's just anxiety. I mean, it's just your brain signaling you that something ahead will harm you. Something ahead is uncertainty. So it's just anxiety is just that. And COVID illness has made a very uncertain future for all of us. We don't know what is going to happen in the next few months, so that is making us very anxious. That is, all the uncertainty around us is making us very anxious. So that is COVID related anxiety. And how can you avoid, or how can you help yourself whenever you are feeling anxious? Is first, stay informed, but limit the frequency. Okay, whenever we switch on the TV, we only see that these many people are dying, these many people are getting infected, some new virus is there, some new infection is there. All of this is happening, and all of this, there are WhatsApp forwards, there are Instagram pages doing all of this. So you have to protect your saneness here. Okay, if you just woke up, don't take your phone and start scrolling and seeing all this news. If this is the first thing you see in your day, is this how you start your day, is how your mind will keep behaving. Like, the first thing you hear is negative and your mind will start going in that direction. So do it, guys. Please limit the frequency. Do not seek information from these WhatsApp forwards and unreliable resources. If you want updates, just take it in once or twice a day from very reliable resources such as WHO or the government organizations. So this is how you will have to protect yourself from all of this. It will affect you. You will not realize. You will be like, how is it affecting me? I don't understand. But then it will affect you. Okay, you keep consuming this content, and you keep going in that direction. So it is very important for you to keep a check on what you are consuming, what information, I mean, you are consuming. So that is one point. And second point is, uh, pause, breathe, and reflect. You're anxious, you don't know what to do, you don't know, you are panicking, your heart is beating very fast. Just stop whatever you are doing. If you are writing, if you are doing scrolling on Instagram, you are chatting with a friend, you're on a call with your friend, whatever you might be doing, just stop it for a minute. Pause, take deep breaths, do deep breathing exercises, do deep belly breathing exercises, and reflect. Okay, reflect on your thoughts, reflect what you are thinking. Just don't keep denying it. Accept whatever you are thinking, accept your thoughts, and reflect on it, work on it, try to understand how can you improve it, how can you help yourself get out of it. Just don't keep denying it, or just don't keep thinking about it. If you're not doing anything about it, that means it will just keep increasing. Okay, So that's one way you have to do it. And another thing is, we have to take care of your body. You have to take care of your body. Okay, during these uncertain times, it is very important for us to take care of ourselves first and our family. By taking care of yourself, I mean, eating healthy means, and at 3 times a day. You have to eat for 3 times a day. Even if you are not feeling hungry, just eat a proportionate healthy meal. It is very important. And take 8 hours of sleep. Sleep is very important, guys. Having a proper good night sleep is very important for you. And get vaccinated. Do not step out when it's not necessary. If you are stepping out, please maintain your distances, and follow the guidelines of the health organizations. And do these little things. Practice hygiene, practice personal hygiene. Keep your surroundings clean, keep your areas clean, wardrobes clean, desks clean. So these little steps will help you take care of your body. And if your body is healthy, if your body is doing good, and you will definitely do good at your mind. Your mental health will also be good if your physical health is good. These two things are aligned with each other. These two things work parallelly with each other. If you are doing physically good, that means your mental health will also do good. If your mental health is all right, then your physical health will be all right. So these two things are connected with each other. So that's how you do it. And another thing is, connect with others. Okay, we cannot go out and talk to our friends. We are just stuck in our room, just stuck in our homes. What we can do is just video call our friends. Don't keep texting on Instagram or WhatsApp. Leverage videos and audio calls. Leverage that. You can talk to your grandparents, because they are very much affected by it. Let's accept that. They are at a high risk. And if your grandparents live away from you, they must be missing you all. They cannot come and meet you. You cannot go and meet them. So leverage video calls. Just talk to them. Console them. Make them understand what is happening, because they don't know what is happening. My grandmother, she's very concerned about all of us, and she's just not understanding why we are not coming to meet her. What we can do is just video call them once a week, or once a day, or twice a day, and talk to them. Okay, how are you doing? Did you eat? What are you doing? If they are having any questions about it, we can explain them in a very simpler way which they can understand. I mean, we can say them, okay, no, this is a health condition. This is a very communicable disease. That's why we have to stay away. Don't worry, we will come to meet you. Or you can send presents to them. You can send food to them in a very safe, or by following the safety measures. That's what you can do. And another thing is, be kind to yourself. Okay, this is very important, very very important. What you can do is, if you are not doing anything, okay, it's been 2 days and you have not done anything, and your friends are doing very well. The online classes are happening. For example, the online classes are happening and they gave you some homework, and you are just very mentally tired and stressed that you are not able to get up and do the work, and you are constantly feeling guilty about it. What you can do is just, it's okay. I mean, accept yourself, accept that you are not feeling it today. Be kind to yourself. Don't expect too much of yourself in these times. We understand it's very difficult, and your teachers might also understand that. Talk to them. It is very important to communicate with your teachers or your elders or your parents. Tell them. If you don't know what to do, ask them. I don't know what to do. I am feeling very stressed. I am feeling very anxious. I'm not able to focus. Just don't keep feeling, don't just let that guilt set in. Talk to others, talk to them. They might help you. Talk to us, reach out to us. We might help you. So, be kind to yourself. Just don't keep, pushing yourself. Just don't keep, be hard on yourself. It's okay. These times are very uncertain. We understand. You must be feeling anxious. You must be stressed. So it's okay. Please be kind to yourself is one thing I wanted to say. And another thing is, while we are in a lockdown and don't have much to do and can't do very much, we can explore new things. That's a positive side of it. We have all the time in the world until everything opens up and gets better. We have time. We can explore things we always wanted to. Like, I always wanted to learn how to code. And I started a course, during the lockdown. took up a course and I started learning about it. You can also do it if you are interested in singing, if you are interested in dancing, if you are, interested in playing an instrument, or you are interested in learning a new language, or whatever you want, to, excel, help your skills get better. You can do it. You can look up for courses, you can look up for classes. There are so many, sessions, there are so many courses happening for free. You can join those courses, you can join those communities, and help yourself take some time out, and help yourself feel happy. Do things that makes you happy during this time. Make yourself a good meal. You can learn to cook. That's one thing you can do. Make yourself a good meal, make your family a good meal. Look how you can make new things. Learn new things, explore new things. That's the point. Uh, Explore things while we have the time. Utilize it. Let's utilize it in a very good way instead of stressing about when will things get better. Let's use when we while we have the time, let's utilize it in a good way. That's one thing we can do. And another thing, again, if all of this is not helping you get better, please, please, please reach out to somebody who is a professional. Reach out to us. We will help you. Okay, reach out to your teachers. If you are a student and you don't know what to do, and you cannot really talk to your parents about it, you cannot really talk to your friends or siblings about it, you can reach out to a teacher. Teachers are our parents, are like our parents. Our school is our school, and our college is our second home. And if your parents are not understanding you, your teacher will, you know reach out to them, talk to them, or just call them and tell them, okay, hi, I'm not feeling very good, I don't know what to do. Maybe she will know how to help you. So reach out, please. Don't keep things to yourself when you cannot figure it out yourself. If you cannot figure it out yourself, please, please, please talk to somebody. Talk to people around you. Talk to your teachers, talk to your friends, reach out to us or anybody you want. Because sharing things will help you feel light. Sharing things will help you figure out solutions. So that's another thing. And another very common thing that is happening is overthinking. We tend to overthink about a lot of things because of uncertainty. Obviously, because we don't know what is going to happen. If there is a certainty, you will not overthink about it, because you can plan things. Okay, here you can plan things because you know what will happen. When you don't know what will happen, you will start overthinking. You will start making up scenes in your head. You will start um, uh, making up the worst case scenarios. So that's one thing. Overthinking, a lot of people overthink about very simple stuff, and it's not their problem. I mean, we understand it's not your problem. None of what you are going is your, it's because of you, or it's your problem. It's okay. A lot of people overthink. In fact, I overthink a lot. Okay, so I have a very certain time in a day where I doubt all my life choices. So it's okay. One of the ways I that has helped me is writing it down. If I am overthinking about something, I sit down with myself and I reflect on my thoughts. I try to understand what I am thinking, and I write it down. And you have to focus on what you can do. Okay, so pay attention to your thoughts. If you are overthinking about something constantly, you have to pay attention on your thoughts. You have to just sit down with yourself and understand what you are thinking and reflect on those thoughts. Just don't keep mushing it away like, nay, nay, it's not going to happen. Just don't mushing it away, or just don't go with it. Just don't keep overthinking. Sit down with yourself, pay attention to your thoughts, and reflect what you are thinking. And when you reflect, then you have to focus on what you can do to control it. If you are thinking about the worst case scenario of something, for example, if you are thinking about a worst case scenario of something, what you have to do is reflect on your thoughts and focus, and try to figure out what is the best way I can do to avoid this to happen. How can I contribute for it to stop? How can I contribute for to make it better? That's what you have to do. And another thing is question yourself. Whenever you are overthinking, question yourself, okay, what is the best case scenario if this happens? What is the worst case scenario if this happens? What is it, realistic? Is it really going to happen? is it, what I am overthinking about, is it really existing? Or I mean, is this thing gonna affect me in the long run? I mean, in the next 5 years, is this thing gonna stick with me? Is this thing gonna happen? These kind of questions will help you dive deeper in, you know, uh, dive deeper in it and understand your thought better and reflect on it and work on it. That's one thing, questioning yourself. And again is take time to reflect. Just if you are thinking and pay attention to it, you write it down, you reflect on your thoughts, you understand how to work for it. It's just reflection. When you are giving yourself time, when you are giving your thoughts time, that means you are reflecting on it. That's it down. And try mindfulness. One of the exercises for overthinking is mindfulness. Mindfulness is an exercise that will help you be present in the present. That will help you be present in the moment. If you are overthinking about it, these mindfulness exercises, you can find so many mindfulness exercises on YouTube by verified doctors. And if you want mindfulness exercises, you can DM us on our Instagram or reach out to us through our mails. We will send you links to those mindfulness exercises which you can adapt in your life, which will help you, being present in the moment, and do not overthink about things which are not really necessary. So those were a few tips that will help you, be present in the moment and avoid overthinking. And for, what all the tips I shared you are there on our Instagram platforms. If you could not, write it down, or if you cannot remember when you need it, you can just come on our Instagram platforms and all of these tips are there. And if you need any help with anything else, you can please reach out to us. We will be very happy to help. I have a lot to talk about, but due to the time constraints, I cannot really share so many things about us, how our foundation started, the journey, and all of that. So please, if there is anything you want us to talk about, you want to know, please reach out to us and we will be very happy to help. So that's that. And another thing I want to mention is, if you have kids at home, you know we are if you have kids at home, we don't really, they don't really understand what is happening. First of all, the elderly and the kids do not understand what is happening. Why am I not going to the school? Why is not uncle coming to home? Why can I go outside and play with my friends? So please, kids might also suffer from anxiety. Kids might also feel anxious. When I say kids, kids are 12 years, 11 years, 10 years. This is very young, and they might also feel anxious. If you are a sibling of a, if you have a younger sibling who is below 10, or below 15 years old, and you don't really know what to do. They don't really know, okay, okay, I'm feeling this, I think I should talk to my mom about it, or I don't know, should I tell this to my sister or something. They don't know now. I mean, they are kids. So if you are noticing any behavior, if you are noticing that they are not talking, if they are noticing that they are not connecting with you, and they are being silent, or they are being in their room, or they are being sad for a long time, you can just sit down with them and help them answer their questions. They might have tried to ask you and you have avoided to answer the questions because you think this is too much for a kid to take. So don't do it. If you have kids at home, just sit down with them, take some time out to play with them, because they cannot go out and play, right? You have to sit down with them, play with them, help them explore new things, help them, and try to avoid, try to, keep them away from these screen times. Try to, lower the screen times, and, involve them in more activities, involve them in household chores, or, help them, take up new activities like painting, like dancing or Zumba, or help these kids understand, because they also suffer from this. They are also affected from this. So that's one thing I wanted to mention. And if you guys have any questions, you can please DM us on our Instagram platforms, or you can write us a mail. We will be very happy to help. And over to you, ma'am. That's it from my side, I guess. So thank you
Yeah.
so much for,
So
again,
just
thank you so much for having us today.
yeah, let me come to a conclusion. So what from all this, let's understand that we really don't spend time, that quality time, with ourselves. When we go somewhere, we have the fortune to meet so many people, and we say hello, we greet each other, we share some of our thoughts, ideas, etc. But throughout the day, It's a very beautiful thought which we need to ask ourselves, that how many moments do I feel talking to my do I feel happy talking to myself? How many moments do I take that opportunity to be with myself? We have always taken out time for someone who is important for us, and whenever there's someone with us whom we really love, the time feels to be timeless. We don't keep the track of time, but throughout the day, whenever we are in moments of silence, do we enjoy being with ourselves, or as soon as there is a moment of silence, we keep searching for other work to be done? I am so lonely. So we find that most of the time we realize that we really don't love ourselves as we have to, and that is why we are not able to enjoy talking to ourselves or loving ourselves as we are, or being happy with ourselves as we are. We find that if we can ask ourselves this question, do I live for being happy? I am trying to do everything every day, maybe talking to people, maybe going out for a movie, spending time with my friends, family, doing so many creative things, so many creative things around. But will I get that happiness? Am I going out with my friends? Am I talking to my family? Am I spending time doing everything being happy with happiness? Because if I am able to do everything with happiness, I create that happiness wherever I am. But if I am just looking out for happiness every time, and we find sometimes and we find it sometimes, but that will be just a temporary one. But how do I do everything with happiness? How do I enjoy being with myself? How do I enjoy like quality time with myself? First of all, we need to look within and recognize ourselves as a spiritual being with so much of beauty within us. As we say, God made man in his own image, and the divine, the supreme, has given us so many beautiful virtues. All of us, each one of us in this session, and each one of us in this world are so wonderful, so great in their own way. So great, look at ourselves with that beauty, with that vision, that we are so beautiful and we are so grateful. And so then we will be able to spend that little time with ourselves, creating those little drops of time throughout the day to spend time with ourselves, talking to ourselves, being free, happy with ourselves, enjoying being ourselves. As soon as we enjoy being ourselves, then everything becomes easy, and we will be able to do everything with that sense of joy and enthusiasm. Remember, nobody is too busy. It's just the matter of priorities. Taking out some time for you, and you have to know what kind of investment are you making in you. And pandemic has been difficult for all of us. While it was a holiday for few, it was a battle for many. People fought all their demands, but not anymore. We it's hard to start by breaking the stigma, by breaking the silence that wears stare, that weird stare that we are facing right now. Let me just share my screen and show you the process of taking the assessment. Like I said, you will be having many kind of screening tests for knowing more about yourself. We are providing with that screening test, so you can log on to our website, and here you go with the this is the way you will be asked with a few questions. You will just have to answer all the things, what all you feel like. If you want help, or if you want to help your friend, you find someone from among your family or friend, like he is going through some sort of mental illness, and if you want to help him, you have that option as well, and you can select accordingly and give your assessment test. This just takes 5 minutes, and taking out time for just for 5 minutes for yourself is worth it to know about yourself. So yes, Good Mind aims to start that first step with you. Good Mind aims at making mental wellness accessible, affordable, while maintaining the complete anonymity of patients. We at Good Mind are committed to bringing that change in lives of every individual seeking help, from illness to wellness, from a stressful life to a happy life, from hoping to be healthy to actually being healthy. Because it's all about you at last, and you matter, and everyone matters. Your mental health matters. So yes, that's all from my side. And guys, if you have any kind of question, you can please
You
either
can
unmute
either
yourself
drop
or
it in
type.
the chat box, or you can, if you're not comfortable talking about it here, you can DM us anytime.
Yes, girls, any questions?
We have one question in the chat box. I just saw it. It says, "What if we don't know how to contribute to stop the haunting thoughts?" If you think you cannot figure things out yourself, and if you have tried to focus on what you can contribute to stop it, I would suggest you to please reach out to us. We have professionals who will help you figure strategies that will work for you to stop these thoughts from coming in again and stopping you. So, if you cannot figure things out yourself, please reach out to us. We will help you figure things out for you.
Yes, girls, any questions?
Actually, I have a question that when I suggest someone or a friend someone, they go through something and they overcome through it. But the thing is, when they overcome, they get something in their mind and they still start thinking about that thing. So how can I explain them that stop thinking about that again and again?
You mean have they gone through therapy or counseling even after that they are facing this?
No, not. It's just things that she gone through from her childhood or something. So it's kind of that.
Okay, so even after even coming out after coming out of that, if she is facing that, then we recommend you to talk to consult a professional help so that it can help maybe it can help her in recovering. Because yeah, even after coming out, if she is facing the same thing, it's a little important for her to take a professional help.
Okay, thank you.
Anything else?
Anybody else? Okay, fine. Thank you. It was a very motivating session, Sania and Siddhika. Uh, what I can say is it is a motivating factor for a student because both are young entrepreneurs of good mind. So thank you so much. Now I request Gausia to present vote of thanks.
Yes, ma'am. Good afternoon, one and all. I, Sayed Ghasia from BBM final year, on behalf of Bachelors of Business Management and RBVRR Women's College, take this opportunity to thank our speakers, Ms. Sania and Ms. Siddiqa Begum, for sharing great words. Thank you for making us realize how important mental health is and making us aware about how to improve our mental health. Once again, I thank our speakers for taking out time for us and gracing the presence and enlightening us. Thank you, ma'am. I
Thank you
Thank
thank
you so much for inviting
I
and
thank our principal, Dr. Achita Devi ma'am, for supporting and encouraging. I thank coordinator Saleha ma'am for arranging and managing everything. I extend my thanks to faculty of Department of Business Management for organizing such an inspiring and beneficial webinar. I thank all the students present here. Hope you all have benefited with this webinar. Thank you everyone. Have a nice day.
you so much.
Thank you, Sania and Siddhika.
Yes, guys. We are really honored to be here and talking about our initiative. Thank you so much. Hope this helped you. And I have put the link to our website here and our Instagram handle. If you feel like talking to us, if you feel like you need somebody to talk to, you can reach out to us anytime. Thank you so much, guys. Stay safe.
Thank you so much for having us today. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you, Sanya.
That's all from our side.